Now if you want me over, times a million, times a
Dear Father in
million,
heaven,
times a
I'm
million,
grateful, grateful,
times
grateful
a
for all you've led me
million,
through and
times a
all your
million,
provision. I love
times
you
a
from dusk till dawn,
million, times a million,
times a million.
times a
Thank you, Abba.
million. Oh, how you love me, oh, how your kiss they go deeper than all my sins. Oh, how you call me out of my shame and give
Much better. Okay, I'm going to turn the fan on. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Shen Shen. I'm so happy to have you here. Today we're going to talk about the goodness of God. We're going to talk about His provision. We're going to talk about His fatherly love. I hate to put it all in one video, but the truth is I've been struggling to make a video, period. So I figured, why don't I stop trying to do it perfectly, stop trying to get it done a certain way, and just do it. Just say what I have to say. So I'm in an apartment, and it's mine, and it's been provided by the hands of God. Lee, stop trying to get it done a certain way and just do it. Just say what I have to say. So I'm in an apartment, and it's mine, and it's been provided by the hands of God. For a while, I didn't have a place. I didn't have an apartment. I didn't have a place to call my own. I was in hotels. I was staying at a hotel. Before that, I was staying with people that I knew for a while. And then I was in hotels. I was hopping um, around from hotel to hotel. I didn't have stability. I had a job, which was also provided by God. But the job didn't provide a lot of money, and with staying at a hotel, it's so expensive that one paycheck would basically go bye-bye after you pay for like 1 week stay at the hotels. So week to week, I needed like God's help because I'd be able to pay for 1 week, and then the next week it was like, so maybe I can share a little bit about how God provided for me and my stay at a hotel, and how He provided for me to be here at this apartment, and then provided me with appliances, kitchen supplies that I didn't have to pay for, and even household items. I mean, take a look. I didn't have to pay for this bed cover. I didn't have to pay for the decorations that I have going. I didn't have to pay for anything that you see behind me, pretty much. It's all been given to me, or yeah, pretty much given to me. So let's see if I could do this. Caramel. So on my channel, I like to make music. I think that's something that God has blessed me with, is the ability to write music. And so that's a lot of what you'll see. But today, I'm going to share some testimonies. I'm going to try to be myself. So I was staying in a hotel, which was difficult. It was rough. I didn't have a stable place that I could call my home. I didn't have a place that was like permanent. and I couldn't cook. I couldn't prepare my own meal. I couldn't bake. I couldn't do anything that I would have loved to have been able to do. And coworkers taking me who would give me a ride, it's kind of not the best to say that where they're supposed to drop you off is at a hotel. It's like it's almost kind of heartbreaking in a way, but that was my situation. I was there for like a month, maybe. Yeah, I'm not the best with timing. So I was at a hotel for like, really? Wow. Wow. For a month. I stayed at hotels. And the whole time I was staying there, I was having like financial issues. My card, when I was staying at the hotel, my card got compromised. Somehow it got compromised, and charges started showing up that were not made by me. And so, in the middle of that process, I had to have a card replacement, which was kind of hard. And it definitely tested my faith and patience and trust in God because it's kind of hard. It's already hard staying at a hotel, period, and then to have your card like to be compromised, and I didn't have an address. Thankfully, thanks to the Lord, I was able to have my address shipped to my work address, and my replacement card shipped to my work address, so I was able to have my card shipped because I didn't have an address. The lighting is really bad right now. It makes my face look funny. I think anyway. Yeah. So, yeah. And so I was staying at hotels for over a month, for a little bit over a month, um, for a month. And the grace of God kept me. He comforted me. Um, he really did comfort me. A lot of growth happened in that season of my life. Growing independently, realizing things I didn't realize before, like the fact that I needed protection. I'm not used to being on my own, I guess, and I'm used to being pretty like sheltered too. So I kind of can be a little naive sometimes. And um, being out on my own kind of showed me I do need protection. I do need protection. Mm, but it was really pruning. God was doing a lot of healing work in me, cleansing and deliverance, and cleaning house, and really molding me and refining me into the woman, the person that He wants me to be and to become. So I was in a hotel for a month, and then God blessed me with this apartment. And so when I applied for this apartment, it didn't really work out at first because I needed a guarantor. I didn't have someone at the time who'd be willing to be my guarantor, anyone that I could like count on, I guess, to be that. I didn't have someone who could be my guarantor. So that halted my application. For a while, my application didn't go through for the apartments. And then, which the apartment that I'm staying at is one, it's like a college apartment kind of a thing. It's a shared living space and kitchen. But, anyways, for weeks, like it got halted because I didn't have a guarantor. And then after a while, I guess the apartment complex, and I didn't know that there was a guarantor waiver fee. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know, and I'm learning for the first time. There is a guarantor waiver fee. And so I'm trying to talk faster because I feel like I'm going really slow with this story. But perfect timing. Anyways, after a while, I guess they realized that I wasn't going to provide a guarantor. I thought I had one in the beginning, but the person who I had to be my guarantor pulled out. And so after a while, I guess the apartment people realized I wasn't going to provide a guarantor, so they attached a guarantor waiver fee to my application. And so then that would mean that I have a place to stay. So I was happy. I was excited. The only thing is money. I didn't have the money, but I didn't have the money and I still have to pay for like my hotel stays in a week to week basis. And then I found out another thing. And that was the problem was the lease that I had signed, which it sounds silly, but I did it all on my phone and I did it all in an instant because I needed a place to stay and I was like desperate. So I just kind of clicked through. And on my phone, it's all squinged up and small, and I didn't really. I know I'm a terrible, terrible I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible example. Do not do this at home. Don't do this at all. Please read everything that you're signing. But anyways, it was easy and it was on my phone and I was clicking through and I was desperate and I was like, When I was told about this too, I like didn't have a place to stay. Because in the middle of my hotel stays, the hotel that I was staying at, which, my goodness, I'm so bad at telling this story. Okay. In the middle of me staying at hotels, the hotel that I was staying at, which was cheaper and more affordable, like 60 something dollars a night. Still expensive, but it was affordable, more affordable for me. It was busy because it was graduation season. And so when it came time for me to rebook, they were out of rooms. So I didn't have a place to stay. So I went to work with all my belongings, the stuff that I had, and my coworker, she was really nice. She was the one that was giving me rides. Um, she was asking me where she should take me, and I was like, I don't know yet. Um I don't know. So I'll take my stuff and I'll stay. I'll just sit. I told her that I was gonna take my stuff out her car, and I was, work had closed and everybody had already basically left, was leaving. So I was gonna be the only one like outside at work, outside of the building at work. I told her I'm gonna take my stuff out her car and I'm just gonna sit down and I'm gonna see where if I can find a place to go on my phone and yeah, I was gonna look in Airbnb. I was gonna see where I can possibly find a place to stay tonight because I didn't have a place that day. You know, that morning when I left to work, I knew I didn't have a place to stay. The hotel I was staying at was all booked out. All the hotels seemed booked out. Um, so I told her I was just gonna take my stuff. I'm gonna sit outside the building at work and try to find a place to stay. And I didn't want to hold up her time because I didn't know where would I didn't have a place to stay. I was gonna hold up her time, so I was like, "You can go. I'll take my stuff out your car and I'll find a place to stay, and I guess I'll just Uber there." And she was like, "No, it's okay. You can come with me. My daughter's apartment is actually right next door." And so I went with her to her daughter's apartment, and she let me like sit in the apartment and try to figure out where I would stay. And so that night I was looking, every hotel seemed booked out and didn't have a place. And I found this one hotel which was sort of expensive. It was actually right across the highway from the hotel that I was staying at before that was booked out. And so, but I was happy to find a place and it was affordable and around the same price as the hotel that I was staying at before. So, and the hotel I was staying at before was really good. It was cheap, but it wasn't like the room were good. The rooms were good. It was clean. It looked nice. It was comfortable. It didn't have anything negative or bad that I could see or say about the place. So I don't know what to expect for this new one that I'd found. So I booked it and I went and I paid cash. I paid cash to this hotel. And when we went, the lady's daughter dropped me off at this hotel. And I went, I mean, right from the beginning, it was kind of sketchy. There was a guy standing at the front that was like drunk or tired, sleeping, whatever. But right from the beginning, it wasn't like the best. I guess. And this hotel too was also right next to a truck stop. So, okay, I got my room. I went upstairs. I didn't like how the place looked. It looked dingy. I mean, the floor looked, kind of dirty. The mats, dark colored, gross. Anyways, I went in the room. It wasn't the best. It looked old, terrible, terrible. Um, okay, so I was in this room not feeling comfortable, but I decided, you know what? Life is happening. Life is hard. Life's difficult. You know what? I'm going to trust God in this process. So I turned praise music on and I started to worship the Holy Spirit. I started to invite His presence into the place. I started to make room for Him. I started to, speak in tongues, declare the presence of God over the room, over the place. And I was worshiping for a while. And then I got tired. So I was on the edge of the bed, just kneeling down at the edge of the bottom of the bed with my head down. And I was falling asleep. But then I looked up and I saw a bed bug. And I stood up. I got a tissue from the bathroom, came back. I killed the bug, the bed bug. I'm pretty sure it's a bed bug because I know what they look like. And of course, when I killed it too, blood came out of it. Definitely a bed bug. Um, pretty sure it's not my bug, my blood, because it didn't bite me. I just saw it crawling, coming from like underneath the side of the bed. Because I'm like at the bottom at the edge of the bed. And so it's coming up. As I'm falling asleep, I see it and I wake up real quick. I stood up and I was like, I'm not doing it, God. I'm sorry. I may have done it before, but I'm not doing it this time. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, God. I'm not doing it. I'm not staying here. I'm like, I'm gonna stay up. I don't care how this is gonna go. I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna try to find some other place to go. I'm gonna go and try to get a refund. So, and I've only been there for like a couple hours, like 2, 3 hours. And so I called the front office while having the phone, trying to call another hotel at the same time. I don't know why I multitask. I do things at once. I get overwhelmed sometimes and I try to do everything at once. So I have this phone of the hotel and the person, front desk online. Anyways, I was talking to front desk and I was like, "There's a bed bug. I don't want to stay here. Can I have a refund?" And they were like, "No, because the person who checked me in clocked out. And since I paid in cash, when the person clocked out, they closed the safe or whatever. I don't know. They closed the safe, took the money with them. I don't know." So they were like, but they would move me to another room. So I went downstairs and I, ah, I just got a notification for something else that God just blessed me with today, okay? But I'm getting there. I'm gonna start though from the beginning, okay? Some wonderful furniture and some appliances God blessed me with today. He's completely doing what he started. He's finishing what he started. Anyways, going back, I was at hotels. I went downstairs. I got the key. Okay? This hotel, I did not feel safe, by the way. It's mostly men. Of course, it's across from a truck stop. It's mostly men, and they didn't really look like men that were like safe. And I'm like young, a girl, female. I didn't feel safe, okay? I really didn't feel safe. They didn't look like safe men. They didn't look like kind people. The men there. Most of the times, I was literally trying to avoid them, trying to avoid like eye contact, trying to like stay out of their way and try to like I remember I think okay. I went downstairs, I got the key, I came back up and I put all my stuff on the trolley that they use my cuz I had a couple bags, okay. Put all my bags on the trolley and I was moving it to the other room. It wasn't too far from the room that I was staying. Same floor. But I stood at the entrance of this room and I don't know what it was, spiritual warfare. I sensed something, but I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't go. I couldn't even enter the room. I couldn't even go to put the key. The warfare that I was experiencing, whatever I sensed, whatever it was just so strong. And to this day, I don't know what it was, okay? But what I was sensing was just so strong. And the whole place is kind of dark. It's dim. The lights are dim. The floor is like dark colored carpet that looks gross and dirty. And it looks like a cheap, rundown, disgusting hotel. And so I couldn't do it. What I was sensing in my spirit, it was just too loud. I couldn't force myself to go put the key in that door. So I was like, okay, God, I can't do it. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. He said he can't refund me my money. I'm not staying in this room. I'm not staying in the other room because it's got bed bugs. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, God. And I remember referencing something to the Holy Spirit. I said, in this midnight hour, because it was late. It was late. It was now in the middle of the night now. And I was like, God, in this midnight hour. And that's all I said to him, like almost crying. I was like, in this midnight hour. That's all I said. But what I meant to say was, in this midnight hour, God, can you save me from this? Can you save me? So I pushed my trolley and I heard like so I could hear a couple men coming up on the escalator. And like I said, these men don't look like safe people. So I didn't feel comfortable. Like, and there's like a whole bunch of them. It's just men, mostly just men that you see. So I didn't feel safe, okay? So I pushed my trolley around the side into the corner of the escalator because I just didn't feel safe. And I like basically was trying to hide from anyone who would come off that elevator. And in the corner of that corner was so dirty. There was like old food on a box of like spilled food, disgusting food just on the floor. It was dirty. The hotel was not clean. And I stood in that corner waiting for and I pushed the button and I went into the corner waiting for the men to come and get off the escalator and walk wherever they're going to their rooms, and then I would get on or they wouldn't see me. And so I just stood there waiting for the escalator to come up. And when it came up and the men walked off, I pushed my trolley. I finally got on. I stayed there hiding. They came off, they went their way. I pushed my trolley, got on the escalator, went down. I was on the ground floor and I went down into like the lobby area, um, where the front desk is at. And that's where I was. And I was like, I don't care. I'm not sleeping in the bedbug room and I'm not going to that other room. Because whatever it is, the spiritual warfare is really strong there. And it's just going to torment me. And so I was downstairs in the main wait in the lobby area. And I said to myself, I don't care what happens. I'm gonna stay awake all night. I'm gonna sit down here and I'm gonna wait till morning comes until I can go to work. Whoever's gonna, pick me up in the morning is gonna pick me up from here. And I'm gonna take all my stuff and go. And I think I paid for like 3 nights in cash. A couple $100. I think it was like 300 something or 400 something. Anyways, when I was sitting down there, my phone battery was running low, so I charged it. I'm sorry for crying. I made a lot of stupid choices and decisions and mistakes. A lot of them too, yes, I was trusting God. But in the midst of trusting God, I've also went astray and done stuff that just wasn't, part of God's will or part of God's plans. But anyways, I was sitting charging my phone in a lobby area. Text message comes on my phone. It's my coworker's daughter who dropped me off, and I think she was asking me how I was doing, and I was just honest. I was just honest. Okay, I was like, I'm in the main, I'm in the lobby, the waiting area. The room that I was staying in had bed bugs, and they gave me a replacement. They will, I was like, I told her the whole situation, and she was like, really? She was like, she literally texted me. She was like, I'm finna come get you. She was like, it was literally 12 in the night. She was like, I'm finna come get you. And I looked up and I was like, God, really? That lady came and got me that night. And she even like argued with the she tried to get back my money. She tried to have them refund me, but they didn't refund me. So what she did was she took me. She said that she was gonna take me to another hotel. So she searched for some hotels in the area that had available. And this hotel, okay, it was the Great Western. Let me find the actual name because this hotel was far out of my means, okay? It was expensive and I didn't have the money to pay for it. I couldn't afford to stay at this hotel, okay? It's Great Western, I think. Let me check. Great Western. Best Western. It's Best Western. These hotels are more expensive, okay? Best Western Hotel. The lighting now sucks and is terrible, so let me readjust it, okay? Okay. I think this is much, much better. So she took me. She saw that Best Western had an available rooms. So we were heading out now. The person that was at front desk, he said that he couldn't refund me, wasn't responding to us. Poor, very poor customer service, as you can imagine at a hotel that run down and that bad. Poor customer service. Did not want to refund. Did not refund us. Was not even responding. He was literally sitting in the couch in the lobby watching the TV, barely giving us any attention, and was just like stubborn, like I can't refund you, and like poor customer service. Anyways, this lady's daughter we were heading out and she was gonna take me to Best Western. And as we were leaving, this stranger literally came. The stranger came from out of state. He had flown in to go to his sister's graduation, and we met at the door. And he was asking us what happened. He seemed really friendly, honestly. He was asking us what happened. And so we started like talking to him, um, kind of explaining him the situation, and he was shocked. And he decided that he would follow us to Best Western to get a room there instead of this hotel. So we went to Best Western. Um, the lady, we'll call her God's vessel. God, the lady was with me, God's chosen vessel to use at that time. Okay, she, God's chosen vessel to use at that time to save me from the mess that I was in. Anyways, she came. She was talking to me in the car, and she was just saying she feels very uncomfortable with a stranger, especially like a man following us, tailing us. But I guess in that situation she allowed it. And she was even saying like if she didn't have plans to go somewhere, like she would have allowed me to stay at her like place, but she was flying out literally the next morning. Mind you, she's helping me and it's like 12 a.m. and she was catching an early flight basically that day because it was another day now. Like it's 12 a.m. Once it turns 12, it's like a new day. Anyways, she had an early flight, like in the morning, an early flight, and she was helping me at 12 a.m., midnight. So she was taking me in disguise, trailing behind us. We reached the Best Western. She purchases 3 nights for me, 600 something dollars. Yeah, it was 300 for me at that shabby hotel because it's literally what she paid for me to stay at Best Western. Yeah, she paid it for me. And Best Western is a great hotel. Like, it's great. The service, the quality, the care, the food they provide, and the experience is far better. They had a pool, they had facilities. Like, it's way better than where I was staying at, and where I would have been that night. That shabby rundown hotel. Um, anyways, she paid twice as much as I paid at that for that shabby hotel that they wouldn't refund me. So she paid. And the stranger that was with us, the dude, he also chose to get a room at Best Western. And we were all like talking. Um, God's chosen vessel at that time, that lady that's helping me, she's kind of uncomfortable with the stranger being there, but um he seems overly friendly and just kind of too nice, I guess, to her. Honestly, I haven't been out in the real world much, so I'm just kind of like, he's super friendly. What do you mean? Um, I'm sorry, okay? I'm young, dumb, young, dumb, and broke. That's my series that I'm starting. Young, dumb, broke Christian. The Young, Dumb, Broke Christian Chronicles. That's my series that I'm starting. This is episode 1. Young, Dumb, Broke Christian Chronicles. Anyways, so I kind of don't see anything wrong with it. He's just a real nice guy to me. And he was in the end, okay? He didn't do anything crazy. Anyways, So at the end of this night, everything is paid for. I have a place to stay. It's the middle of the night. God came through. He heard my prayer. As I was standing there crying, feeling unsafe, feeling so dumb, feeling scared, standing in that hotel where they wouldn't give me back my money, and God was in this midnight hour. Like tears. I said, in this midnight hour, God. And I went downstairs, and God's chosen vessel, she texted me, and I was just honest. And she came, by the grace of God, she came. She just paid for this expensive hotel for a stranger, 600 something dollars. And that's not even the end. This stranger, this guy that had flown in for his sister's graduation, was talking to us at the end of the night. Turns out he has faith and he's a believer. And we're all three of us standing outside Best Western, rooms paid for, talking, kind of saying goodnight and goodbyes. And this stranger, this man, looks at me and says, I don't remember exactly what he says, but I think he said something about being obedient to God. He was like, if God is telling you to do something, you're going to do it, because I guess God was weighing on his heart and God was talking to him and telling him to do something. He looks at me, takes out of his wallet $100 and gives it to me. We all say goodnight to each other. I go into Best Western. I check into my hotel room. Right next to my hotel room, as I'm passing it, is this little laundry room, which to me is a blessing because I can wash my clothes. It might not seem like a big deal to a lot of people. They're like, you're probably like, yeah, the hotels have a laundry room. I didn't know that, okay? At least I guess in Texas it's normal. I'm from out of state. I was new to Texas, okay? I just moved here, following the Holy Spirit, which is a whole other story and testimony that I will tell. But right now we're gonna start where we can. Okay, so I check into my room and it's gorgeous. Beautiful, big, spacious room with a bed, beautiful, clean, lovely bathroom. And I have this whole space to myself. I have peace. So I try to give God thanks as much as I can. I was amazed, I was surprised, I was crying. I mean, I just felt like one of the biggest failures in life at that time. And I was just crying. I was like, God, you came through. I was just like an hour ago, I was at that other place, scared, crying, didn't know what to do, was about to stay up the whole night and go to work super tired, without any sleep, and out like 300 something dollars. And here I am at this hotel that I couldn't afford with money. And I asked God, I was like, what is this money for? And he told me to invest it in this that I'm doing. And honestly, I'm yet to start buying stuff because I had to figure out like what I needed. I also had to wait for when I had like the permanent place, figure out what I needed to buy. I need gear for this, to do this. I can't say much about the video quality because I can't purchase a phone or like a new like camera or anything. I can't afford that. But what I can afford is like gears. I can afford stuff to like improve this. I'm thinking like I definitely like a tripod for this so that which God bless me with this. I will get to that story, okay? You know what? I'll just tell you guys right now. A little break, okay? So here am I. I'm at Best Western this night. I sleep at Best Western, giving God thanks, out of my mind, blown out of my mind that God was so gracious to me. I felt like the biggest failure at the time. I felt like I just messed up, like I did everything wrong. I felt like I was doing everything wrong. And here I was. I cried out to God, and He sent me help. He came. He showed up, and he wasn't late. He showed up. I felt like I failed him on so much levels and things that I'm not really mentioning right now. But at this season that I was in, I felt like such a failure and messed up so bad. And I cried. I said, "In this midnight hour, God." And that's all I said. I said, "In this midnight hour, God." That's all I said. And then went into a corner hiding, waiting for the elevator to come up and the people off it to get off. And I did. I went downstairs and I sat in that laughing. And I was about to stay the whole night up. I didn't have any hero. But God, He showed up. I'm sorry. I just realized it looks better with the light on. The light just came on by itself, and now I have the remote trying to turn it on so it stays, but it's not staying. I don't know what's wrong with this light. Anyways, it literally came on by itself, and then it went off, and then I'm trying to turn it on. It won't stay. It looks better with it on though. There, it won't stay. So God answered me. And for the next 3 days, I stayed at Best Western, and it was amazing. The breakfast was amazing, and I was safe. And at the end, I was able to go back to the hotel that I was um, staying at. That was good, not the shabby one. The one that I was staying at before, I was at the shabby one. Um, that was affordable for me, and it was good. And then I would stay at that hotel. It's Ramada. I was able to stay at Ramada for the next like week or two. And the next step was my apartment. So I was at a Ramada. I was at the Hotel Ramada. Still working. Okay, my application with the apartment works out. Turns out I didn't need a guarantor. I just I just had to pay the guarantor waiver fee. I was excited. I was glad. I was happy. One problem, the lease that I had signed, which don't do it. Don't do what I did. I did it all on my phone that night. that night when my coworker took me to her daughter's hotel place that I was looking. One of the things that I did when I was looking for a hotel to stay, um, the lady's daughter, God's chosen vessel to use, told me about this place, this that her friend got into really immediately. And so I got online and I went to this apartment site and I saw their floor plans. It's a shared living room and living shared living space and kitchen. Um, Honestly, I didn't. I was desperate. I just kind of started signing everything. I signed the lease. The lease that I signed though is for like August, and I needed a place immediately. And I didn't even know that. And but anyways, I thought it was for like an immediate move-in. I didn't know that it was just for August was the move-in date yet. Okay, so I was talking to these people about the guarantor problem. Eventually, they stopped asking for a guarantor and just started, and they gave me this notice that they're just gonna add a guarantor waiver fee to my account because I already signed the lease. And so I'm talking to these people. I'm excited. A guarantor waiver fee. I'm so excited. Like I can move in. I can move forward. I guess with moving in. And so, but then the lady, then I found out that actually the moving date sets to be in August. And when I was talking to this lady, it was like, um, what is it now? July? It's in June. It was like in June. Okay? And I was like, but I need like a place to move into now. And so she was like, okay, we can do that too. So she gave drew up another lease where I would be able to move in immediately, as soon as possible. And so that's what happened. I signed that new lease. So now I've signed two leases with the apartment. One where I'm set to move in August and go all the way through next year. And then this lease for this apartment that I'm currently staying in where I was able to move in immediately and the lease would be done June, July the 31st. This lease is going to be up and then I move into my August lease. So, and the way it worked out perfectly for me because God was with me. Um, when I got paid, okay. I have a friend. I have a friend that I met at church, which is another story of God blessing me. This friend, how I was being obedient to the Lord that I was actually able to meet this person. And she is such a blessing. She's like my sister right now, which is what the Holy Spirit told her. Like she was like an older sister to me. Anyways, another story. Like I'm gonna have to make a whole other video and how coming to where I'm at right now in Texas, how God led me here, opened the doors for me to get here, and then in being here, my situations and stuff like that. I'm just gonna be honest. What's a girl gotta lose? I'm telling the truth. The enemy is just gonna have to be mad about it. And there's nothing he can do. Anyways, so here I am, kind of in an icky situation. Um, the apartment stuff work is working out, but I'm like, the transition is kind of off because like I can't pay for the hotel. So I get paid like every 2 weeks. So that means that if I pay for this week at the hotel, then I won't have any money to be able to pay the balance when I move in to the apartment. But okay, but how God works it out, He worked it out perfectly. This friend that I have, she's like a sister to me. We go to church, we serve together at church, which I have been serving this whole time that I was having my rough issues with apartments and stuff, I was going to church, which is such a blessed church. It's an amazing church I go to, Mercy Culture. I love Mercy Culture. It's such a home. It's such a blessing. God is just, He just blessed me being at this church. Anyways, so here I am with my friend. She wants to do a sleepover, and I say yes to it. We do a sleepover. And while I'm there, she's like, I'm leaving. She's going back to North Carolina for like a week, and she needs someone to watch her dog. And God had put my name on her heart. And so basically, I stay with her and I move into, not move into her place, but I stay at her place watching her dog for the week, which was great. And can I just tell you, that Sunday at church when she had asked me if I would wanted to sleep over with her after church, that Sunday I remember being at church and being craving. I was like, man, I wish I could cook my own food. I wish I could have some cooked food. And it's amazing how God does that. He puts a burning desire in my heart. Just comes out of nowhere, this desire. I'm like, man, I wish I could have some cooked food. And then literally that night, I was at her place sleeping over, and I was able to cook my own food at her place. And I was like, wow, God, wow, you just you're just showing up. You're just showing up like you do. When I walked into the room that like I stayed with her at, I stayed with my friend. When I walked in the room that I was staying in, I felt just such peace and I was just so happy. I was like, "Oh my gosh. It's not a hotel. It's not another hotel room." I felt such peace, but I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how my whole apartment situation was gonna go. I didn't actually at that time when I was staying with her, they hadn't given me a move-in date yet. But I remember talking to God while I was staying at her place and watching her dog, my friend. I was at work and I was kind of talking to God inside. Stay on, jeez. Friday, really? I don't think so. But I felt like God had said Friday because I was like, when will they tell me to move in? And I heard Friday in my spirit, and I was like, really? I don't think so. And then, okay, and my friend was gonna come back on the Saturday, so the next day. But anyways, so the week goes on. I'm staying at her place. I'm not paying anything, so I didn't have to pay the hotel. Okay, so that's how it's gonna check out. I didn't have to pay the hotel. So when I got paid, I got to keep my money. And so, which would be the deposit for my apartment. Okay, so it works out in my favor. The Lord made sure it worked out in my favor. Okay, so I'm going to work, and I think I find out Tuesday that I get to move in on Friday. And I was so ecstatic. I was like, what? I have a place to stay. And so I have a place. No more hotels for me. And it was like a smooth transition. And it just worked for my good. Okay, it worked for my good. So yay, I have a place to stay. Oh my gosh, and it's permanent because I signed two leases. The lease that would start immediately, starting Friday when I could move in, and then I'm moving in after this lease ends July 31st. I'm going over to my other apartment in August, and so I have a permanent place to stay until next year whenever this lease ends. So God worked it out for my good, okay? Okay, no more hopping around for me from hotels. No more hotel stays. Unless it's vacation, okay? Okay. It's amazing how God works and He's just so good. Oh my gosh, through this whole process, I've just learned just God is so, so good. He is so good. And no words can describe, I can't stress it enough. God is so good. He is such a good Father that truly does care. And through everything I've been through, He was right there with me. He didn't leave me to do it by myself. He was with me. He went through it with me. He felt the pain too. He was there. Okay? He was there. He was there. He was there. Yes. So the Saturday. Okay, I come down to the apartments to check it out. I Ubered, and it didn't cost me too much to Uber because it's close to my friend's place. I'm not too far away from my friend. So, um, I Uber, and I come here, and there was trouble because the apartment that I walked into was empty. Like there's supposed to be furniture that they provide. It was empty, and the room that I moved into, apparently they didn't do the walkthrough, so there's a lot of previous stuff left over from the person that's supposedly supposed to be moving out and leaving. Um, so there was like bags and stuff that shows that somebody's moving out, but there was nobody there. I was the only person here. But anyways, the room that I walked into was empty. When I went down the front desk on the second day I came, which was the Sunday, I believe, um, yeah, no. It turns out they just had a mix up because the apartments are going through a lot of managerial like switchovers and stuff. And so, stay on, please, please, please. It's staying on. Yee. So, it's a little too late. The video is like almost over. Anyways, so they just had a switch up. They fixed up another room. They put me in room C, but they had fixed up room B. And so, anyways, I guess it was another way God was like testing me, I guess, or the enemy was testing me, whatever it was. Like, at first I was worried. I was like, I gotta, now I paid for the place. I have like no money. I have no money. I can't buy anything, okay? I don't have money to buy this or buy that, okay? So I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy furniture. I'm gonna have to buy this. I'm gonna have to buy that. I'm just like, I don't know where the money's gonna come from. Anyways, so turns out I didn't have to buy as much as anything as I thought I did. I didn't have to buy anything like I thought I did. Okay, let's take a look around this place. Um, I'm trying to see if it's clean. Right now, I'm doing my laundry, so the pillowcases are not on the bed, but okay. The bed's here. This is extra. I saw it down the hall. Somebody apparently just didn't want their table, so I took it. I carried it. It wasn't too heavy. But and then here's the other table, which looks exactly like this one that my computer's on right now, that I'm sitting in front of right now. Looks exactly like that one. Okay? So I come in and there's actually furniture. When I moved in here, the friend that I was staying with, she was a blessing. She gave me food that I could like. First of all, when I was staying at her place, she was like, feel free to eat anything that you want. And when I left, like she gave me food when I was leaving, like to take with me here. And she gave me stuff. Okay? Underneath here, there's some baskets. My friend gave me those baskets. She also gave me two pillow covers and she gave me a mattress cover, okay, a fitted sheet for this bed that's in the washer. She gave me this is what that looks like. She gave me that these little boards and that tree stump right there with the flower and she gave me these beautiful golden butterflies to decorate my room with and this gorgeous little leaf and the butterflies and I started my own little corner right there at church when I get to work with the kids in the kids ministry. I like to take with me, okay, here's a few that I need to color. So my friend gave me this plant. I hope it's not dying because I haven't been watering it. Oops. So when I work at kids ministry, I get to I get these. It has a scripture at the bottom. Scriptures, but it's like I'm kind to all. And then on my wall over here, at my old job, okay, I have a testimony coming out about how God blessed me with a new job. This at my old job, I did these because I kids at my old job. That's why I didn't pay that much. And then I trust God and I walk in peace. Beautiful, and then these gorgeous butterflies that are climbing my wall. And then, okay, so remember when I moved in, like there was still stuff here that needed to be thrown out. The apartment, they didn't do a walkthrough, so there was a lot of stuff in here that needed to go. That's one of them. It's mine now. And I got some books over here. Yes. This I found. I'm not gonna lie, okay? It's provision. But low key, provision doesn't come from where you think it comes from sometimes. It was in this apartment. It was thrown out by the apartment people. But when I came home, I remember saying to God, "Damn it. Like they threw away those stuff. Like I could have washed them and used them." And I was standing at that window looking out. There's a dumpster down there. And I saw something that was in this room that they threw, not in this room, but in the apartment that they threw away. I saw it. I went down to that dumpster and I found the sheet. Now, might sound gross to some people, but look, honey, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And sometimes provision, and I was talking to God at that window. I was standing there and I was just like, I'm a chill. It's fine. God always provides. I could have totally used those that they threw away, but it's fine. And I was just kind of like chilling. I was humbling myself. I was talking to God, and then I looked, and there it was. And I was like, God, I'm gonna go get it. And then, and so, yeah, yeah. This over here, my beautiful dresser. I have so many clothes now. I'm like, God, I'm blessed. Where before I didn't have enough, which that friend, such a blessing. She's given me so much pairs of clothes. Oh my gosh, she's given me some clothes. She's given me a lot of stuff. Like she's given me some kitchen stuff. Um, with this bag right here, this gorgeous bag right here with some kitchen stuff inside of it, like a beginner kitchen starter kitchen set, whatever. Um, she gave it to me. In my bathroom, there's this rack in here with like items. She gave that to me too. The light just went off. Lovely. And this apartment, by the way, is so spacious. It's a blessing that the chosen vessel that God decided to use. Like it's a blessing that she mentioned this specific particular apartment that I was so desperate that I just applied without like checking anything. Yeah, look, I was desperate. It's spacious. It's gorgeous. This is the living area. Like I only have like one roommate right now. Before that, it was just me. And so there's stuff on the counter. It's not like the prettiest, but it's gorgeous. And it's really spacious. Yeah. And let's go for a walk, okay? I hope nobody's out there. Nobody wants to see me do this. Oh, and there's a laundry room right there. Laundry room, kitchen, and each person in this place gets their own bathroom. So I'm not sharing a bathroom with anybody. We share a laundry room, kitchen space, and here's the fridge, which by the way, the fridge is brand new, and the stove is probably not. Dishwasher, the dishwasher, which is around here, is brand new. It's down there. Okay. This apartment is gorgeous. It's a wonderful space. It has a pool. It has a wonderful space. It's gorgeous. It's a blessing. Anyways. Oh, and it has a balcony. This door. There. It's dark, so there's not anything much to look at. Okay. Okay. So I have a home now, and I'm staying at a hotels. I have an apartment all the way until like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, today. Okay, so yes, I have an apartment and it's been going wonderful. Everything has just been working out. It's just been getting better and better and better. And I'm gonna post on how I God blessed me with a new job, but now I have a new job, so I can do even better than my previous job allowed me to do because it doesn't pay very much. But what I wanted to show you guys was this beautiful table that I got today. Um, Someone just out of the blue, okay, which I just finished like fast. Anyways, God is so good. She just texted me. She was a friend of mine from church. Her roommate texted me, and she said she had a table and a a um a thing. Can't remember what it's called. Okay, a stacker thing. It's a shelf thing. And she was like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yes." At first, I was like, "God, can I?" And then I was like, "Yes, I want it." So in my room, I put it in my room, and she was like, "Yeah." And then at the same time, I was like, it doesn't hurt. I think God has just built me up to where I have the confidence to like ask for help and like ask the people for stuff if I need like help and not feel like scared or shy or anything about like asking. I'm trying to turn on the dumb light. Yes, look at that. This shelf thing right here. It's so tall. And I also asked her, I was like, and if you have any like extra kitchen stuff that you don't want, like, I'll be your huckleberry. Thank goodness God has built me up to where I'm like confident enough to ask, which I haven't had like a good like pot. I have like two little ones that I got from like the dollar store, two because I guess I forgot the other one. There's another one. There's three. Dollar store sell those three sets of like frying pans for like $11. And I had that. I forgot one. When the apartments they came to clear out everything, I guess I forgot it in the stove underneath the stove. And I threw it away. So, yeah. I had two, which is no big deal. I mean, I didn't like him anyways. I had my mind on getting a new one. But anyways, she brought these. I was so surprised. She brought this big box that was out there on that table full of stuff. She brought a waffle maker. When I was staying at Best Western, they had some waffles. Man, I was like, I'm sorry, God, but I'm gonna overeat because like this is good stuff that I won't get at Ramada, the other hotel. And she brought a waffle maker. I'm like blessed. She bought a pot. Blessed. I am blessed. And she brought these. She brought new like kitchen towels. She brought these, which the lighting sucks because the light refuses to turn on. Let me see if I can bring this one over here. She brought this wonderful, gorgeous. Let me put this down so it actually looks better. There's this other pot. She brought me a crock pot. Crock pot, which are expensive to me. Okay. And she brought some other stuff too. But I'm just so happy. I feel so blessed. I'm so happy. I'm just like, wow, God. Just wow. Just wow. That's all I can say is wow, dude. Just like that in one day. You came through and just kind of gave me a whole set of kitchen stuff. And that I had on my heart. Like I wanted one of these because I love waffles. Of course I wasn't gonna buy one because I'm like, it's not worth it. I don't have that money to waste. Uh, I got pots. And it's blue and it's gorgeous. Ah. Oh, oh, and I'm sure he's not done. Oh, yes. Please work. It's hot. I'm gonna have to. This video's long. I think that's it. God, yes, I have an apartment, and today God blessed me with the kitchen some kitchen appliances for me to cook in my beautiful apartment. I've been here now for um like a month. I've been here for an apartment. Yes, I'm so happy. I feel I'm so blessed and I'm so glad that I'm finally able to share my testimony. Yes, I didn't know how this was gonna go. I didn't write any notes or anything. I just put my camera on and was just like, I'm gonna start sharing. Because I know I'm supposed to. We're supposed to share our testimonies. I'm just like, I'm gonna start sharing. Sorry. I'm gonna start sharing my testimony and how God has been faithful. And I have so much more to share. I can't wait for the next video. Of course, I have to edit this one and post it. But oh yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and check out my songs. I have some wonderful new songs that are coming too. I have some new songs um, that I'm also trying to edit. I think that's what I'm gonna leave from here and go do because these is gonna take a really long time to edit, and I have a bedtime now. Okay, been trying to take care of my health by taking care of my sleep, which we've got to do. God's been ministering to me about that. He's like, take care of yourself. Like, Omeshi, listen to me, take care of yourself. So I got a bedtime right now I've got to catch. And so that's what I'm gonna do. Also, might I also mentioned like yeah, I'll have a separate video on my job and me moving to this new place. But that's how God blessed me with my apartment and kitchen supplies and household items and just provided for the apartment and provided the things that I have in the apartment. Um yeah, God's been amazing. He's not done yet. He's awesome. I pray this video is a blessing to y'all. Bye. Yeah, was I talking about something else? My music. Yes. I'm sure I'm done talking about that. Check it out. Bye.